right, welcome back, guys. This is just I think the second Cali video that we're doing here is out of this series. I talked to Ben. We're gonna actually do another episode or another video today outside doing some field stuff. But to start out with, we touched on it a little bit in the last one, which was really more of an introduction and kind of talking about big picture plans and some of the overviewed stuff that I had picked up on early. One of the things that we have found with her that is, it's not a problem, it's just an adjustment, is the idea of her getting used to not being in the kennel. And when I say kennel, I mean like an outside kennel with other dogs. We do crate her. I've got her in a crate right now. She's not allowed to free run the house. She's either in the crate, she's with me under supervision, or she's on place. Much like our other dogs. Ben will spin around here and show, I've got our other dogs here. We've got Spry, we've got Taylor, and Ellie is around the corner on a bed. And this is the routine at our house. They don't free range the house for the most part. Although as they get a little bit older, they do earn some freedoms. It's a way of minimizing any risk of having anything happen that I don't want, get into something, have an accident, stuff like that. It's one of the issues that with Cali, I think, was when she came to Tom and Kathy's house, she was used to going to the bathroom on concrete because she was in a kennel. She had a really hard time when they let her out to go to the bathroom. She just didn't want to go. And so they had a couple accidents in the house, and I think on the hard floor, and I think it was because they just didn't recognize that she needed more time outside to have to go. So we're going to go through, this is taking away from the field for this one. We're going to come into the house and talk about a few of the simple things that we're working on. One of the things is she has a pretty unruly exit and entry, exit I should say, out of the crate and out of the door. And it's something that I probably let my dogs slide a little bit, and I didn't recognize or realize it until I brought her and realized she wants to blow out the door, she wants to blow out the kennel. I find that they come out so hard that the rugs are starting to slide, so I'm going, no, we can't have that. So I actually started it already, and then I kind of stopped because I went, well, I want to kind of record it and show it, because you're not going to quite see the dramatic difference as when she first got here. When she first got here, she was coming out real hot. And so I started to correct that, and then I went, I shouldn't correct it until we share it. So what was happening was, as I was opening this door, and she was coming out really fast. Not nearly as fast as, a lot faster than what she just did. Kennel, kennel, kennel. Another thing that ran into an issue, and it was right away when Kathy got her home, was she said she hates her kennel. She won't go in the kennel. And so one of the things I said to her, a way to avoid that was, so let's turn this into a game. Let's turn it into a game of kenneling up. We can use their food and put her food in there and start feeding her, getting her excited about the idea of go in there and I get my food. She started doing that. She started feeding her in there. She would take a piece of kibble and throw it in, let her go in and get it. That was food-based reward. She'd go into the kennel and get the reward. Then it was kennel up, kennel up, kennel up, time the verbal with it. Then it was kennel up, and as soon as she went in, have her turn around and give her the kibble. And it was just this incremental thing, and Kathy said it took about 3 days, and she's firing right in really nicely. So that's good going in, and we'll show you she's got a pretty good kennel up. She kennels up pretty well. And we've been feeding her sometimes in there, sometimes not. Today we're not going to feed her in there. We're going to use the exercise to kennel her up, but then I'm going to show you, we're going to start working on the steadiness. I don't want to jump around too much, but we talked about her little bit of lack of steadiness, and I want to start firming that up. So I'm going to go back to the puppy page and use some feeding time stuff to steady her up. I'm also going to use it to help line her and send her on her name and start to get that another repetition, another opportunity for her to start clicking that that's how we want to send her now, where it's a little bit different than I think she was being sent. So I want her waiting to come out. I don't want that. Now that I can live with a lot better than what we were seeing. And the simple fix was kennel, 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 good girl, good. And no need to give her food anymore, but I will give her a little pet and tell her she's good. Here's the fix. Now it's not the dramatic thing that I wish I would have saved to share, but when she comes out, I just close it again. So I did it once there. So she learned quickly. When it first happened, she comes barreling out of there and I would slam it closed. I just closed the door back on her until she recognized I should be a little cautious when coming out. Don't come out until I'm called is what it ended up being. So we went through this and just me standing up was tempting to her. But she got through it. She got past it. It's a lot like the exercise when we slip the lead back and forth over her to get her used to the idea of take this lead over my neck, and when he takes it off, I don't necessarily free run. So me going down to here and then standing up is kind of like that lead coming off. It's not freedom. It's not like, oh, now everything's done, we can move on. We're going to slowly add to this where I can start to walk away from her and make a little distance. Cali, sit. Have her come out and have her control right away. Don't let her come out and free run the house. Don't let her come out and explode with excitement. Sit. Have her come out and start to extend the idea of being calm and controlled beyond a little bit of distance from the kennel. Good. Now when I bring her over to the, and I'm going to leave my mocks for Ben to slip on, but now when I come to the door, here's another. This is just a bigger scaled version of coming out of the crate. Really exciting. Up, 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 up. Open the door. We used to open the door and she'd go flying out. And so now we're going to start, she's been caught in the door a couple times where I open the door and she goes to fly out. She goes, oh my gosh, I don't want to just barrel out there by myself. Good. Good. It's just another example of what we were doing over there. Good. It gets exciting when my dogs come involved. And I realized I've let up on it a little bit and my dogs come in and out a little bit fast. That overwhelms these guys too. Come here. Come here. Sit. Now if you had a little puppy or you've got a new dog that's used to going in and out, I wouldn't hang up here. I'd get them out so they don't have an accident. This dog you can't hardly, here. Sit. She's a little older and holds it very well. Spry. Spry so antsy. Sit. Now watch my Spry. If Spry wants to do it too, all of a sudden Spry comes over and she wants to race and get out. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. Good. Spry. Spry. Ah, missed it. Here. Sit. I'm going to put her right back in that spot. So you can see Spry shot out and went to the bathroom right away. She's a quick goer. Sit. Sit. Now, let's set ourselves up a little bit better. This will completely change it. And this is just a part of the process that I would just incrementally not need the lead, but we're gonna right now I guarantee you it works good now because she knows she's on a lead. Taylor, come on. So you see Taylor's habit. I open the door and she actually takes a step back and goes, oh, I better sit down and be quiet. Taylor. And now it's her turn to go. And this one doesn't have a chance to break because she did, I have her. Sit. But you can still see it's a very exciting thing for her. Spry. Let her come back in. Spry, place. Spry, place. Place. And sit. Ellie. Now Taylor can come back in. Taylor. Go lay down. All these things get Cali here to another level of excitement. Oh my gosh. I think what we need to do is start slowing this down and having her understand, just take a deep breath. She's a real calm natured dog, but things like this get her jacked up. Ellie, come on. Ellie, come on. Now Ellie wants to sneak out. Same fix. Until I see the behavior change the way I want it, and her eyes to me, like she's doing right now. Ellie. then she can go and have her turn. And this girl's got to sit and watch. So is she learning a lot from this? Probably not the idea of in and out of the door, but what she's learning is I'm not going at my will. I'm not going when I want to. She would really have liked to run out there. Good. Sit. 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 We're going to change that. We're going to start being very consistent with it and change it. And now I go first and she comes behind, and look how hard she wants to run out. Come on. So when she wants to pile out of here so quickly and out of control, you heard her go, ooh. That was a correction. I made a correction. Now let's watch the difference. A, I'm going first. B, when she comes, it's going to be under control. Good. Come on. Good. And it's not going to be just run off. Watch the third time. So that one was better than the first. Sit. Good. We're not going to do anything until we're sitting quiet. I mean, she's wearing herself out right now. She's exhausted. She's stressed right now because she's going, I really want to go outside. We are completely 180ing that behavior now. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. We're going to change it. We're going to shape it. Fit what we want to do. I'm going out first. Come on. You're coming with. Come on. Good. And look at that. Ben, you can slip those shoes on and come out with us. Good girl. Ellie. We'll put Ellie back in. And we're just going to, so now, you saw that time she came out, she curled around me under control, slipped right into heel position very nicely. Come on. Now let's take the lead on and off. And this is something that she already did, but we're going to make sure that we reinforce it. The idea of leads are going to go on and off without a big explosion of excitement. Where the difference between that thing and opening the kennel is she just wasn't asked to control and maintain that control in and out of the kennel, in and out of the door. And so we need it. I don't want her blowing out doors. I don't want her blowing out kennels. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, let's go. And now it's a little range game again. Figuring out I can go away from him. She's torn. Should I be in heel position or not? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hurry up. Hurry up. So I like to take her out, walk her away from my yard. I'd prefer her to poop in other places than my yard. So I take her out and I get her into an area and I want to have her go. Now I don't think she has to go to the bathroom. This comes down to knowing the schedule and the routine. I don't think she has to go. We were just down in the shop. I brought her back. She had a chance to kind of go on the way. I don't think she has to go. Go ahead. But I'm going to give her a chance. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. And this is also, go ahead. This is also a chance for her to practice this release. Go away. Do my own thing. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Go ahead. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. And then when she starts to do that, it's a way to start having her check in at a desirable range. I don't mind that range right there. I don't really want it any further. So I don't say anything if she doesn't go any further. But if she went to the corner there, I'd call her back and start getting her to check in. That's a different drill that we work on. But this is an opportunity to practice it. Here, here, here. Come on, come on, come on. Good, come on. Good. Recall all the way back in. I don't want to get into the habit of not getting her all the way back in. I think sometimes we work on this range thing and we get recall and they get to about 5 or 10 yards and we just kind of keep moving. Don't finish it early. Finish it when she does what you want. She comes all the way back. And then back to being calm, slow and deliberate. No reason to get down and get her all excited. You're so good, you're so... No, no, no. She knows how to do this. Good. Emphasize and reiterate that calmness, that behavior that we're after. Good, heel. And instead of letting her run off this, we'll heel her back. So I don't think she has to go to the bathroom. So we're gonna head back in. And you're just getting a look at like what our routine is gonna be regularly, consistently. And it's just, It's nothing wrong with how she's been trained prior to this. It's simply different. We're asking for something different. We need it to fit our routines and schedules. Now, coming back into the house is going to be the exact same thing as going out of the house. We are not going to let her blow past us. She's not going to be allowed to come in and just barrel into the house. So I love this exercise of just on and off, rubbing those ears so that she truly feels it come off, understands she's not on that lead anymore, and no change in behavior. A week ago, she'd have shot right in there. She wanted to go, she looked up at me. Good. I'll go first. We'll go under control. You can come in. And then she's right here under control. Now, I've got her on lead, which helps. So we can start out on lead, and eventually we'll be doing this off lead, just like everything else, incrementally we get there. Now, haven't done this yet with her. It goes to the question of steadiness. Sit. We're going to do sit. We're going to do some feeding time stuff. Sit. We've been feeding her. I'll show you how we've been. Sit. Sit. We got to get past this habit of her being antsy with me, creeping. Now, she's a big eater. She likes to eat. We've been feeding her in her kennel. I'm going to show you sit. This goes back to steadiness. Got to be able to get past some of these distractions that throw curveballs at her. So steadiness is not just to the shot. Steadiness is like sit and stay there. Be in your spot. So we're going to start requiring her to sit through some of this excitement. She's going to watch the other dogs eat first. But before I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you what Kathy's been doing after we talked, and then what we've been doing a little bit in here is to fire up and get this Kennel Command good. Kennel. She shoots in there pretty quick, and we've been feeding her. We'll either set the bowl in there or dump it out. I water her food down 50% of the time now. I used to do it all the time. I think giving them a little bit of dry is a little bit better for their teeth, a little easier on their teeth. Come on. From a tartar buildup standpoint, sit. So not always going with soft food, sit. So we've been doing that, and you can see, kennel. Real quick, real sharp. Good, here, good, nice. Coming out of the kennel, nice, sit. So, sit. I'm gonna put her back on the spot. Don't want her to get in a habit of creeping. Don't let her take an inch. Shh. So these other girls get excited too because they know it's their time to eat. Ellie. Now I gotta be careful because she's over here. This is the first time I've done this. She's over here on a remote sit, and it's a little tempting for her probably. Ellie, come on. So I'm gonna call Ellie over slow. I also have to be real conscious of Ellie and Cali can be confusing audible wise. They sound a little similar. When we had Bella, Cali, and Ellie, there's all sorts of confusion, I think, with them. Taylor. Another good test. She sits through that one. Spry. So here I feed the other 3 dogs. This is a dual purpose lesson. Now, you're going to go, man, this is a lesson? You're just feeding them. Yes. Perfect example of how we're going to build in opportunities to learn all day long with stuff we're going to have to do anyway. We talk about how they're always learning, we're always training, so we have to take advantage of opportunities. I got to feed them anyway. I might as well feed them and get something out of it. So she's getting steadiness right now. She's getting her turn. She's getting an understanding that she's not very high up in this pack. She's new here. She's below me. She eats last. She's gonna eat first. She's gonna eat first. She's earned that. This one's gonna wait till the end. So, get done, place, spry, place. Get done here. We got the slowest eater, Taylor. Get up. Ellie, go lay down. Go lay down. We'll let Taylor finish up her meal. All the while we're doing this, we're getting something out of her. Steadiness and patience. Steadiness and patience. Steadiness and patience. Very good. Pick up this bowl. Like, make this simple. Simple things like get rid of all the other bowls before you do Callie's. Now we're not gonna feed her in the crate this time. This time we're go lay down. This time we're gonna do it different. We're gonna do the puppy thing where we line her for her food. Just like I'm gonna start getting her lining for the retrieves. Heel, heel, sit, good, sit, good. Watch. Callie, good girl. Now she went really, good girl, go ahead. She went really, now she's hesitant. She goes, I don't know this routine. Callie, Callie, Callie. She says, I'm not sure if I should be by you or if I should go eat. Here, 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 sit. Callie, Callie, good, good, good. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Here, here, here. Always want her going from my left. Callie, 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 good girl, good girl. So this is a totally new way for her to eat. She's not used to this. She thinks she goes out there and gets a bite and comes back. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Now you're good, you're good, you're good. And I'm not gonna ask her to do anything else. I just want her to settle in and eat this time. What I want, eventually what I'll do is line her up and send her and she'll run out there and eat. And I'm going to do this for a few times just to try to loosen up her stickiness when I send her on her name. So, good girl. You can see it took 2 or 3 times of her wondering, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Should I go back by you? Just resend her, resend her, resend her. It got a little looser every time. The best one was the first one when I sent her, and I was real happy with that. It tells me we're starting to chip away at the questioning, second guessing in her mind of, should I go on my name or not? And so we're just going to let her finish her meal there. These guys can watch. This is good steadiness for them. We'll let her eat up. And then from there, I'm going to put her up for a little bit. And then shortly after, this afternoon, it's a little bit of it's already 11:30, so they're getting a late breakfast. But we're going to take her outside, and we're going to film another session with Ben and Caden and her, and we'll do some more stuff outside. But now that she feeds and eats, we'll put her up, and then we'll take her out probably in an hour or so. But that's it. So it's a look. This episode is just a look at some of the things that we're trying to adjust as far as her routines, adjust as far as kind of shaping behavior to fit us, to fit the way we're going to do it. It's a little different maybe than what she came from for reasonings of like environment and probably expectations and preferences. I don't like dogs that go in and out real fast. I just think with little kids and stuff, it's too easy for them to get knocked down. It's too quick. It's too easy to get loss of control. I don't want to run into a scenario where we're in a potentially dangerous situation where she runs out and vehicles and stuff like that. So I want dogs to get in this habit of coming in and out of doors with a lot of manners, nice and slow and patiently. The other thing that we're not going to touch on today, but we will touch on eventually, is another like lifestyle change is she likes to get up. I sit down, she wants to come up. This morning I was sitting there getting Lillian socks and shoes on, and Callie came over by us. I called her over by us. She came from the bed, and Lillian wanted to pet her, and I think that's real good. But what happened was she then came over, and immediately she's got to put her feet up on me, and she's just slithering, trying to climb up onto my lap, and I just don't want that. So we weren't real hard about it, but we put the foot down, anticipated it was coming every time. I mean, she did it 4 or 5 times in a row. Feet were coming up. That's a cultural thing that she's, I think, not only been accepted but encouraged. We don't want it here. I can't have her doing it with the little ones. And quite honestly, I don't really like it either. So we're shaping that. We're trying to cut that out or eliminate it. It won't happen overnight. But if we're incrementally working towards it and we're consistent, that will start to show as far as changing behaviors. So just another thing that it's a preference thing, and that's what we're going to work on with her. Good girl. Back with Cali, this is our second session actually today. We did one in the house, talking about more just like regular everyday stuff that we're working on, changing and customizing some of her behavior stuff to what works for us lifestyle wise. Now we're gonna take her out. I want to work with her a little bit, a little further along stuff, some retrieving things. We're very much in the testing phase, kind of testing stage of getting to understand where she's at and what she's been doing. Today I'm gonna make a few simple retrieves with her. We're gonna line her and see where she's at with that. How is she? Can I push her through some cover for retrieves? Can I get multiple retrieves out of her? One of the first tests we're gonna do, and actually I'm a little light with dummies, but we're gonna pitch, we're gonna start out with just a long delayed memory. One of the things that I think we do need to work on is some of the steadiness. Watch. Heel. So I'm going to start to, and the other thing I should say is we're going to start to get her understanding just our cadence and our flow and our terminology and how we're going to want to send her. We're using that little watch cue to get her to focus on an item, on an object, and then we're going to use that cue later to try to draw her back to focus prior to sending. So it's basically having her take a snapshot of that image, what that dummy looks like, what the things look like around it, and then keep that in her mind, in her memory. And then when I get down here, after we do a few other things, I'm going to see if I can't put her back in this spot mentally where she brings back that image, that picture in her mind, only now it's at a greater scale, it's at a little bit longer distance. And so it's a delayed memory is all we're doing with that dummy. But we want to try to find some value in that watch cue. And I think that watch cue is then going to help us later when we start sending her on blind retrieves. We'll cue it up with a watch and she'll look down and have focus in the direction we want. We'll also use our hand to help kind of aim her and line her. So we pitched that dummy out. We intentionally did it on this long runway. It's going to help to guide her. It's going to help to send her straight. We're going to forget about it for a little while. We're going to come work over here, and let's just go into this little food plot. Now we got a little bit of a wet, heavy snow overnight. So it kind of, it changes things. It does some things from a scent standpoint. Heel. I'm also going to look at today, I thought about this, it's especially important with me and her because she just doesn't know me. And so some of the hesitation is in lack of understanding who I am, what I'm doing, what I want from her. So I'm probably not going to talk as much. I feel like it's an important thing for me and her to get connected. And so we're going to focus on that first before we focus on the idea of relaying the ideas and the things that are in my head at the moment. I'll do it somewhat, but not to the degree that I would do it with Bella, because Bella got used to that. Bella got more accustomed to the idea of he talks a lot when we're training. And did it help? No, it got in the way. But she knew it. This one doesn't know that. And so I really got to do what I got to do to make sure that me and her have the best chance of finding success. And that means just being quiet and working and focusing on her. So I'm going to set up some real simple stuff with her heel. And I'll also today be working on trying to develop and test a little bit of that level of steadiness. Now, here's a simple way for us to do it is through a little bit of cover, which is minimal cover with the snow, especially on the ground. into a little circle here that we have mowed of cover. And so we're just going to set up a real simple trailing memory in there. This is our barrier, that's one barrier that she'll have to go through. I want to work on her getting into a good feel with me from a heel work standpoint. I keep the nose up. Now the movement of Ben and Caden aren't going to help. That's going to make it a little harder for her. Sit. 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 Good. Little delay. Cali. Watch. Cali. Hand really helps with her. There's the line of cover she pushed through. Good. Just let her work it out. She's into that cover, holding the cover really nicely, but that's why we put it into that circle. Lost. Good. Lost. 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 Come on, good girl. There's a good dog. Good. Hold. Good. Hold. Good. Good. Good girl. Good. Did. Good. Now, you saw that little bit of hesitation there in the cover. She held the cover really nicely. She worked and worked and worked, and she was pretty uncertain. I think she was uncertain on, I'm assuming she smelled the dummy, wasn't sure if that was what she was supposed to pick up. I'm not sure exactly what the hesitation was. You heard the little bit of encouragement at the end there. After I'm trying to let her figure it out, and I'm also trying to figure out how to read her. So I'm looking at watching her and just seeing what she's going to do. And I felt at a certain point it took me encouraging her a little bit verbally. Oh, good, good, good. And then she picked it up. Good. No problem going through that very faint line of cover, pushing through on a real simple memory. Good. Good. Heel. Heel. Good. Now, let's set this up the opposite way. Into cover, sit, sit, good. A little bit different. This cover flows way over there. This isn't isolated like a pocket. So when I line her to hit it, is she gonna hunt that area and hold that area based on the other differences? Is this time we threw it quite a ways instead of just dropping it short and having her watch it. So the picture in her mind now is gonna be a little bit different. It's starting further back than it did over there. But she's got the ability, or the option to fade. Plus there's, if you keep thinking back to the old memory, there's an old memory on the other side. Will she remember that? I don't know. Watch, watch. Good, heel. I'm waiting for her to look down the line at that watch cube before I say good. As a whole, steadiness, real nice to not want to break on that, but you saw the antsiness when we pitched it. So we're going to work on her getting an understanding that we're going to work past that. We're not going to reward that with a quick send. Now this time we'll make it a little bit tougher. There's the strip of cover that we're going to go through. We're also going to walk through this cover that she just found a dummy in. So we're sending her past an old fall here, really close old fall, but it is an old fall where she found something here just now. So I'm going to ask her to push through that. Heel. I'm just, and there she puts the nose down in a little hunt there, heel. I'm just talking through some of the things that are in my mind, heel, that could create issue. Here, here, good, sit, good. I'm gonna make sure I help her out. She's got a nice nose to tail pointed right at that point. And when we look at it now, there's the color contrast is, you know, there's some depth there that she won't recognize until she gets up close to it. Watch. Cali. Cali. Ah. So there's miscommunication with me and her. When should I go? That's what we worked on this morning with our food. So we're gonna work on that. There she hits the cover and just, now she pushes in. Good. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Very good. Good girl. There's that barrier. She hits the barrier, skirts the bubble a little bit, and then pushes in. Real good. Good girl. Hold. Good. Very good. Did. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Be real clear with her. We're not breaking. Good. Very good. So 2 dummies she makes nice retrieves on. 3rd dummy she watches. Good. I pick it up myself, put it in my bag. Good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Heel. Heel. We're going to work her around here. I want to see a little bit of nose work. So we're going to take this tennis ball. I'm going to use this little circle of cover because we're here. Getting my scent on it. Good. I'll let her watch it in there. It's nice and easy. Up and in. Back to a little bit of steady. I'm going to ask her to be steady. Good. Cali. Cali lost. 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 Good. Lost. 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 Good. Good. There's she touching scent. Good. Lost. Good girl. That's a good dog. Right here. Come on. 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 Good. There. Very good. 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 Did. Good. Could really, so for me, the value in this exercise is reading her body language when she's on it or not. I'm glad I did it with her seeing it. I'm glad I didn't just ask her to hold an area. She wanted to fade. Why did she want to fade? She just picked up a dummy over there. Is that the reason that there's suction over there? Could be. So let's do this again. Pitch into the same spot here. There goes one. Sit. Got a second ball here. I like that there's snow for this exercise, for this drill. It makes it easy to hide. You're gonna have to work. Sending conditions should be pretty good right now. It's really damp. You can see there's almost like a haze or a fog. Pressure's low. Stuff is hanging. If I had a little wind indicator right now, you'd see the thermals might even be dropping. So scent is not rising up. It's not windy. It's not blowing. Good scenting conditions right now. So we pitched that dummy or a tennis ball, and we let her watch it, and then there's a little bit of patience here. Cow. Lost. Lost. And I'm going to be real calming with my lost. Ah, 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 ah. Lost. 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 Touching scent there, just a touch. Lost. Old scent there. Lost. Quiet when she's out. Ah, 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 ah. Come on. Nah, 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 nah. Come on. Discourage her getting too far out. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, da, 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 da. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Lost. Lost. Good. There's a good girl. Good. So we're just experimenting right now. Trying to get a feel for that nose. Good. Good. Did. Good. And I'll give it back to you. Good. Again, I don't want her to ever think we're here to take stuff from her. We're here to share it. Good. She's got a great delivery. Here, here, come on. Good. She sits and leans into me a little bit more than I'd like. Good. So I'd like to get her to support herself. Good. Because if she gets a big rooster in her mouth, and she's busy leaning into me all the time, I want her standing up with it. I don't want her checking out to the idea of I'll use you as a kickstand. Dead. Good girl. Now, she didn't see the second one. The first one we pitched in there, she actually picked without her seeing. She picked that one up. Just happens to be where she was downwind of it. Wind is going that way. Heel, heel, heel. So I'm going to help her out a little bit with this one. Now the second tennis ball, I can see it. She nearly stepped on it. So wind would be hitting us right in the face right now. I'm going to take a little ball of snow, give her a visual mark. I want this to be successful. I don't need to be this. This isn't, it's a test, and I've found that, and I've recognized pretty quickly, like, she will work outside of that circle. That's not a real pronounced circle. It's matted down right now. And so, ice ball, visual, sit. It gets the temptation. It gets us the temptation of her lunging at that ice ball, but no, she's not going to be rewarded with a quick break. But it gives her a visual mark, and I purposely put the ice ball this way of the tennis ball. Scent is coming this way. Let's see if we can't get her to work in there and hold that area a little bit closer. Cali, lost, lost, lost. Good girl, there it is. Nice, quick, short work. Good, good, very good. When she leans in, I'm going to take that half step back like that. Good. Because I don't want her putting too much into me weight-wise. Good girl. Did. That's a good dog. And that's plenty. That's real nice. So we get a little engagement with her nose. Heel, heel. One thing I noticed there, when we sent her on the trailing memory, the first one, and she got in there and she hung up on picking that dummy up for a little bit. Whether she maybe she didn't smell it at that point. I'm not sure. Whether she did or not, one thing I really liked was the way she looked while she was hunting. Thought her tail action was good. She looked real birdie. She looked real, like, she had a really nice look about her. It told me that, what I read from that was her body language is telling me she's really excited about this. Like, this isn't a drag for her. This isn't something that's that's kind of boring or not so. I mean, it was fun. It looked like she was having fun. I like that. I like a dog to think these are fun things. So I'm gonna finish this up. We're gonna go back and we're gonna see how strong that memory is using our runway that we've kind of set it up on intentionally. Nice delayed memory, several retrieves in the meantime. She's a little distracted here with some of the nose work stuff. Not a big deal. Just a sharp correction like that is going to help make the difference. We need to be doing stuff together so she has understanding of what I'm looking for, what I'm expecting. There. Good. I mean, sometimes we get to walking and just walking and walking, especially when we're talking and we're going too fast, and sometimes I'm going to just change the focus, her ability to focus on me, by slowing down. And I think it's a contagious thing with expectations and behaviors. Slow it down. Slow things down. Don't be in a rush to get everything done so quickly. Good. Now, plenty of time has passed. We've done a few different things. Good. We use this as an exercise again. We get a nice delayed memory here. Now we'll see how she takes this line. If you come behind me and you'll look down here and you can see it's intentional. This is a mowed path. It's intentional to try to help her. There's no reason to try to trick her right now. I want to end this positively. I want to have success with this. If she's to run short of it, or hunt short of it, or not pick it up and fade out, no issue. I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm not going to handle her. I'm not going to stop her and handle her. I'm just going to go up, recall her, shorten the distance, line her, and send her again, where I think we can make sure she'll run it far enough. I got a feeling she'll run it just fine. I ran a long memory with her yesterday. Not a delayed memory like this, but a real long memory, and she was very nice about it, so. Good. Watch. Watch. Cali. Here. I'm trying to get her eyes to lock. So there's a miscommunication between me and her. She's running blind right now. Good. Good girl. There's a good dog. Really nice job of her just keeping going. Not 100% sure what the heck she was going for, but he said go. You saw when I went to line her, she jumped. I'm not going to correct her right now. It's not her fault. We got to get on the same page. I'm sending her different than what she's used to being sent. It's really apparent. Very good. Very good. Hold. Good dog. Good dog. That's a good dog. Very good. Good. Did. Very good. Better get used to that banging, a little bit of noise. I'm knocking the slush off. Nope, nothing to worry about. Good dog. There's a good dog. Great way to end it. Beautiful. Essentially, that turned into a blind retrieve. You know, it wasn't a blind because it was a memory. She saw me pitch it a long time ago, but it had been long enough that I don't think she had any memory of it. So it's not like she remembered it, but it's the first time we've done this. If we do this a whole bunch of times, as delayed memories, and then we run it and then eventually we run it as a blind for her, she'll link all that together because she'll have seen it so many times, but she's never seen it before because we've not done it before here. So it really was more comparable to a blind retrieve, I think. But you could see how she ran with a little bit of hesitation. The hesitation out of the hole here was because we don't know how to talk to each other yet. She's not sure what I want when I want it. And I want to correct her there. Every instinct about me was, don't let her break. Don't worry about that yet. We'll fix that later. Get the read off of how once she got out of my way, me getting in the way of things, then it just took over and she pushed nicely. I said good to her about 2/3 of the way down there. I wanted her to hear me say good. Keep going, reaffirm it. That's what I should be doing. And then at about, I don't think she was but maybe 10 yards at the most from the dummy, white on white. We had a white dummy on white snow. She got within about 10 yards before she saw it. And when she saw it, it was focus pounce. And then it was a little bit of, pick this up. It's heavy and it's got a whole bunch of snow on it. It's probably a little bit more than what she was used to. Worked right through it, no problem. Good girl. So that's a good session of testing and then making a few adjustments. Testing and making a few adjustments. The adjustments came with the hunt command. Again, probably new to her as far as how and what we're asking for. Does she know what a hunt command is? I think so. Does she know how to hold an area? I think so. We're going to see where and how that is and build on it and start, again, just customizing it to fit what we're going to do with her. Good girl. Yeah. And so we'll heel her back under control, put her up, and it's a good bit of work for her today. I don't know that she's ever seen snow, now that I think about it. So for her to be able to see the snow is probably an interesting little element or factor as well. Good girl.